Up next on UBC, brought to you by...
Keep the lights on. Use Airtel Money to pay for all your Yaka bills conveniently. Open the My Airtel app to buy Yaka units. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
A very good evening to you all. Thank you for watching UBC television with me, Wadulo, Mark, Arnold, Mugalu Muhammad on sign language. It is the UBC News Tonight, and straight away let's get into the headlines. In our top stories tonight, UPDF top brass give General Kutesa a befitting send-off. Furthermore, Acholi MPs demand a state funeral for General Paul Lokech. Post-mortem report says Major General Paul Lokech died of a blood clot he got when he fell off a seat. And Mityana Bishop scared of the increased land-related matters. All this in our news tonight. Once again, thank you for joining us. Now time for the news in detail. The UPDF fraternity, mourners and few invited guests, including government officials, have attended the burial ceremony for the deceased Lieutenant General Pecos Kutesa. The ceremony for the few selected guests because of the COVID-19 guidelines took place at Kabula village in Liantonde district, and UBC has the details.
UPDF fraternity, family members and invited guests paid their last respect to the remains of Lieutenant General Pecos Kutesa at Kabula village in Liantonde district. General Kutesa, 65 years, was one of the 14 generals retired earlier this month. Senior UPDF officers described Kutesa as a comrade who will forever be remembered.
With professionalism, dedication, passion, and excellent work ethics, he was a very reliable nationalist and Pan-Africanist. The departed general has therefore been instrumental in the transformation of our forces and the restoration of peace and security in the country. The UPDF is saddened by the loss of such a senior and professional cadre whose input was still much needed.
ila represente abantu bakabura hata baragarikira parliament yikumi the tenth parliament, so we have shared a lot of things in common. And at the family level, my daughter was reminding me that actually she was a flower girl for them when at Diana Museveni. So I have known them at that level closely.
Gun salute and social distancing observed during the burial ceremony. wife and children described the decorated general as a loving man.
There's a certain concept he talked about. He said, Omzimbi Wegwanga, he talked about it. He said there are people who dedicate themselves to do something for their community, to be pillars, and he said, and lots of people benefit.
You have any pain every morning? No, I want to go home. I don't know why. But he never felt any pain. He never lacked anything. He was just in his usual joking mood until he passed on. And went very fast the way he lived his life. Went very fast and crossed into the other world. So I am thankful to God. I'm thankful to all of you people. I want to thank all of you who have come, who have contributed your contributions.
General Pecos Kutesa's comrade hailed him as a true patriot that the country has lost.
Nimsima munonga dora abuku yetegereza todora weka kureka family yanyu yona mwetegereza okundu nawe nangwe nanyijo ni following abana bino kukira munonga juni yogo na
is the victor of the revolution. Pecos has died a satisfied man for leaving Uganda, which we sang and wished and worked and sacrificed for.
Lieutenant General Pecos Kutesa, whose army number is RO26, joined the rebellion in 1979 from Masaka Senior Secondary School and joined the NRA in 1981. Kutesa's chance to undergo compulsory military training came after the fall of Idi Amin's regime that forcefully triggered his military career. At a youthful age, he joined the National Leadership Academy in Monduli, Tanzania for cadet military training after the fall of Amin's government in 1979. Upon completion of the cadet training, Kutesa joined Nakasongola Military Training School. In 1994, he was elected in the Constituent Assembly as a delegate for Kabula. He also represented the UPDF. By the time of his death, he was the commander of the UPDF Center for Doctrine Development. Haruna Mutesa said,
May his soul rest in eternal peace. Now more, the medical report on the death of the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Major General Paul Okech, has confirmed that he died of a blood clot. While reading the pathologist's report, the spokesperson of police, Fred Enanga, says that General Okech sustained a fracture after falling from a seat a few weeks ago. We have the details.
A team of 4 pathologists has confirmed that the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Major General Paul Okech, died of blood clot.
This blood clot that had been carried into the lungs that managed to block the vessels in both lungs, leading to a shortage in breath and subsequent death. It was thus concluded as death arising out of natural causes.
Police spokesperson Fred Enanga says the blood clot that killed Okech was as a result of a fracture sustained when he fell off a seat at the end of July 2021.
He was correcting was making correction at his home and stood on a chair which collapsed, and then he landed on the right ankle, and that is how the fracture was sustained.
Okech has been under the care of an orthopedic surgeon at Ruby Medical Center.
They put a POP cast at the victim's leg and continued to manage him as an outpatient.
The casket containing the body of Paul Okech will on Wednesday 25th be taken to his home in Kitikifumba, Kira Division. Then on Thursday, he will be transported to his ancestral home in Padel District to be buried on Friday, 27th of August 2021.
The pallbearers, those who will be carrying the casket, are going to be UPDF Major Generals. The sword bearers are from the Uganda Police.
Lokech had served police for only 8 months.
DIG Major General Paul Lokech was among the best commanders in the police force, who bravely put his country first and took the risks to protect Ugandans.
The Deputy Inspector General of Police, who is also a senior military officer, is to be buried in Padel by Ibili village in Padel district with a full senior officer's honors, as is the normal. Abdul Nasir Lubama, UBC News.
In the same regard, we're also praying for God to strengthen the family of the deputy. Furthermore, members of parliament from Acholi have urged government to accord Major General Paul Lokech a state burial. The MPs say that Lokech deserves a state burial because he contributed a lot towards the peace and security in Uganda and many other African countries. The legislators made these remarks from General Lokech's residence in Buwate in Chira municipality. These are the details.
Mourners, mainly relatives and friends, continue to condole with the family of Major General Paul Lokech in Buwate, Chira municipality. Patriotic and liturgical songs are being played all day long at the General's home since his body is still at the mortuary and requiem mass is slated for Thursday. Among the mourners at the residence were the members of parliament from Acholi who, in speaking to UBC, urged government to offer a state burial for General Lokech due to his immense contribution towards keeping peace in African countries.
We are requesting the government to allow this to be a state burial because he is such a big person in this country. He has done a lot of traversing work that we cannot forget.
Hopeful that on Wednesday he will lie in state and we will give him the tribute that he really deserves, because he did not only serve Uganda, he served the world. He saved very many lives in Somalia, in Congo, and really in many, many places. So he deserves this tribute and he deserves to lay in state, really, just like any other Ugandan who has done great work for Uganda and for the world.
To other members of parliament, Lokech was determined to reduce crime in Kampala, and his early departure is a big blow to the police.
I was so saddened because, as you all know, the recent works spearheaded by General Lokech was now trying to stabilize and pacify Kampala. The efforts he has put has been able to lead the police to make inroads into criminality.
The newly appointed Inspector of Government, Betty Namisango Kamia, praised Lokech for being workaholic.
I had worked for a short time with him when he became Deputy IGP about security issues. And I found a person who was so professional, a person who picked all his calls. And if he didn't pick his call and found a missed call, he called back. And he dealt with your issue, and if he couldn't, he'd think about and come back to you.
General Paul Lokech died on Saturday from his home at Buwate in Chira municipality. And according to police, he will be buried on Friday at his ancestral home in Padei district in Acholi sub-region. Philip Aguta, UBC News, Buwate, Chira municipality.
In other news, the Prime Minister has directed that residents displaced by water in Nabiswera sub-county, Nakasongola district, be availed with blankets, bed nets and tarpaulins to support their welfare. The Prime Minister was on a fact-finding mission in Nakasongola district where over 1,000 people were affected by floods.
This is not a lake or a river. This is an area where thousands of people were settling, but this magnitude of floods affected most of them and relocated to Mone Camp. This is Mone Camp, situated in Nabiswera sub-county, Nakasongola district, where over 1,000 people were displaced by floods following a rise of Lake Choga water levels. Water submerged virtually everything, including electric poles, homesteads and plantations. This route was a road leading to Mone and Busone primary schools, but accessing the area now requires boats.
Mone P5 primary school, then Busone P7 primary school. Gonago atwalibwa amazi abana baffe abeva machi tuli mu corona naye bana baguddewo tebalinawa webalaga ate nga twagala ku maintaininga codes zaffe ez'amasomero awamu n'amasomero okusigala nga gagenda mu maaso.
For now, locals conduct fishing as an economic activity to earn a living.
Maybe literally some cattle keeping and more people are doing it here.
All this were almost 3 kilometers inside was settlement for our people. So nature has reclaimed its territory. We have to respect nature. We all agreed in the cabinet that we have to respect nature. We are going to relocate these people, those ones who are in the other camp, to another area. So I think we have no alternative but to buy land for these people.
Prime Minister Robin Anabanja led technical teams from the Ministry of Health, Works and UNRWA to witness the reality of the outcry by residents who now demand relief support and compensation to uplift their welfare.
Na ye ate tutya timuyinza okuba temuyina masimu nesingamba kola akanabanja nate singaka akasente bakakuweereza wano akawunga ka wano ka 12 eri bakatuguza buwanana yes bakaleeta ate oluusi ne kabulira mu masitoowa naye kati bona akasente yayo titi.
5 villages were affected by the floods, and access to safe water is now a health challenge. The available health center 4 looks dilapidated, but the Prime Minister has committed to address the health challenge. Premier Nabanja directed his team to effectively avail 500 taplings, 500 blankets, 500 tents, and 500 bed nets to the displaced population.
Bageza ne baleeta buli obulinga kamiimo we babuleetera mu mbulire nyongere mbasibe.
She also gave 200 hose to the people of Nakasongola. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News in Nakasongola district.
The Prime Minister on ground right there live from Nakasongola. Thank you, Ivan Kawa. Now, more in our news tonight. The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, has advised teachers and learners aged 18 and above to be vaccinated before resumption of learning. She says the reopening of institutions of learning before vaccination would be suicidal.
Today, I came to raise an alarm, really, for the teachers and the 8-year-olds, students of universities and other tertiary institutions. Why an alarm? Because we have talked about vaccination and people don't take it seriously, and yet we all want educational institutions to open. So I wanted to remind everybody listening to me today that we want all the teachers and non-teaching staff who have anything to do with education and schools, universities, and other tertiary institutions to be vaccinated wherever vaccination is taking place. Everybody wants education to open up, and we also do. But we want you to understand that if we just open without having done anything since we locked down last time, since we closed schools and institutions of learning, then we will get the same problems we were getting when the schools were open. So that's why I thought that I'd add this announcement again and ask all of you listening to me, teachers, non-teaching staff, lecturers of universities and other tertiary institutions, to please make sure that you get vaccinated. Today, I discussed this problem of vaccination for our teachers with the Minister of Health, because I was saying that if the teachers go into the vaccination posts where there are so many crowds, they may also wait there, and at the end of the day, they fail to be vaccinated. And the Minister of Health did agree with me that we have to have another way of making sure that there is prioritization of making sure that teachers and students can be allowed to be vaccinated first wherever they go, wherever they go to the vaccination posts. But to make it even more possible for them, she agreed with me that they will now take the vaccination posts to the schools themselves and to universities where the teaching staff and the 80-year-olds can go and be vaccinated alone. That is to make sure that we can get as many of the teachers, as many of the university students and other tertiary institutions vaccinated soon. And I want you to know, teachers, that we are going to ask the head teachers and heads of these institutions to be strict, to make sure that no teacher who is not vaccinated is allowed to go to class or to go to school at all. So it may have to get to that, being strict to ensure that everybody is vaccinated. So please don't think that this is just talking. We mean this for your own good, for your own health, for the health of our children. So please know that it is very important that you really get these jabs, because you must even care for your own life. So if you don't get your vaccination and get a vaccination card to inform everybody that you have been indeed vaccinated, you may not be allowed to go to school for the job you need. So please do this. Do this for yourself. Do this for the children you teach. Do this for your own family. We knew that the vaccines in the country are getting to an end now, but I was informed that there is another consignment of vaccines coming in soon, and those vaccines, when they come in, those are the ones which will go to universities, to schools, so that we can have our teachers and students vaccinated. So we are doing our part as a Ministry of Education to mobilize teachers and to mobilize learners to be vaccinated. But at the end of the day, you are the ones who must do the work. You are the ones who must ensure that vaccination is done. So I am counting on you to please do this, because the sooner we can get many of you do this and finish, the sooner we will have educational institutions opened. So I am happy to have given this alarm once again, and will continue to bring out this mobilization even when those vaccines come and the vaccination centers go to schools and to universities. We'll continue to inform you. Please listen to what we are saying and go and get your vaccination.
Well, I can't emphasize any more than she has said. Please do ensure that you get vaccinated when the consignment comes. Now, in other news, members of Parliament, Kanungu district leaders and UNRWA officials have inspected the ongoing Rukunjiri Ishaha Chihihi Kanungu road construction. The members of parliament, however, criticized the contractors for delaying to complete the 78.5-kilometer construction on schedule.
When John and Mary were 6 years old, they were introduced to savings by their parents and class teacher. They set dreams inspired by their saving clubs at school.
I'm saving for a ball. I'm saving for a school bag.
As time passed by, the set dreams were achieved, and they were further motivated to set fresh, bigger and better dreams, all of which came to pass.
I'm currently saving to buy a bicycle.
I'm now saving for an academic tour.
Dear parents, guardians and teachers, it is our duty to empower our children and people around us to make reasonable monetary choices and introducing a lifelong money-saving culture. Now is the time to start saving for our dreams and a much better tomorrow. This message is brought to you by the German Corporation, German Sparkassen Stiftung, Eastern Africa, and Uganda Cooperative Savings and Credit Union.
We've cut and reduced our MTN Momo withdrawal rates. Now you can withdraw mobile money at the lowest rates. You also get MTN Century Points when you deposit, send and withdraw MTN mobile money. Visit our Momo agents countrywide and withdraw mobile money at our reduced rates from 1st May 2021. Everywhere you go. MTN.
He's Joshua Cheptegei of Uganda. This is superb running.
I've shared my story with the world, with you, but you've only seen the half of it. Because to truly know and appreciate my story, you will have to see it for yourself. My home, my Uganda. From the breathtaking waterfalls of the Nile to every beautiful sunrise and sunset. From the amazing blankets of green to the priceless treasures that lie within. Along the way, I have met some unusual friends. The world-famous silverbacks. When I see them, I behold Uganda's treasures. So yes, you see me and celebrate Uganda. I assure you, there is a lot more in store. I have lived here for years, but even I am yet to see its full glory. Join me. Let's take on the Pearl of Africa together.
Echa COVID-19 kijja kugwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.
Uganda, today is a great day to work towards your dreams. Dial *185 *7# and select savings to save as low as 500 Ugandan shillings on regular savings or 250,000 Ugandan shillings for fixed deposits. Airtel Money Super Saver is powered by KCB Bank Uganda. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless. T's and C's apply.
Introducing to you the Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies, Mbarara University of Science and Technology. We run academic programs designed to create an interface between academics, industry, and the community. We aim at offering hands-on learning experience and skills that suit continuous evolving societal needs. Join the Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies today for undergraduate training in Bachelor of Science in Planning and Community Development, Bachelor of Science in Gender and Applied Women Health, and Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Livelihoods and Farm Production. For postgraduate programs, we offer Master of Arts in Planning and Governance, Master of Arts in Development Studies, Master of Arts in Peace and Conflict Studies, Postgraduate Diploma in Criminology, and PhD in Development Studies. For inquiries, please contact us through our email dean.fis@mass.ac.ug or admissions@mass.ac.ug, or you can call the Dean directly on 0782827777 or 0701778699. Electronic applications are also available on our website, applications.mass.ac.ug. Succeed we must.
Welcome back. It's now time for sports news. Joshua Cheptegei has continued to illuminate the world with wonderful performances on the track. The Ugandan maestro was again at his best during the Diamond League in Eugene, Oregon, USA, where he decimated the field in the 2 miles, and he was against his tormentor in the 10,000 meters at the Olympics. Ethiopian Selmon Barega. Cheptegei crossed the line in 8 minutes, 9 microseconds, 9 seconds and 55 microseconds to ensure that Uganda gets something to smile about from the event, in which Jacob Kiplimo finished 4th in the 2-mile race. Peruth Chimtai was 7th in the steeplechase, while Halima Nakai and Winnie Nanyondo were also far off in the pace in their respective races. Well, just for clarity, the time was 8 minutes, 9 seconds and 55 microseconds. Otherwise, that also makes up our 8 o'clock bulletin. Join us later on at 10 o'clock for a lengthier bulletin. My name is Wadulo, Mark Arnold, Mugalu Muhammad on sign language, and I see you at 10.
Echa COVID-19 kijja kugwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.